What's up, guys? We are hunting, and I screwed up. I really screwed up. So let me break this down for you guys. I've been bow hunting on my property for 2 years now, and been tracking a lot of really nice bucks over the last 2 years. This year, we've had several really nice encounters with some big bucks. Not personal encounters, but we know that they're on our property. They're traveling through our food plots. They're chasing our does around. And so this hunt was no different than any other hunt, except I finally had a personal encounter with one of the big bucks that I've been seeing on camera. Now, let me just lay it out for you. I've set up in an area this afternoon, not expecting to see this buck. I actually was planning to just set this up, hunt the evening, and then come back in the morning and hopefully kill this big deer that I've been seeing travel through here. Never realizing that he's been traveling through here in the afternoons. So this buck came out of the bedding area, traveled across the entire field, headed right to my food plot, and started chasing does in my food plot. Had I not caught him on camera, I wouldn't have known that for sure. But after seeing that, I knew where he was, and I figured that my hunt was over, and that's when these does started funneling out of the food plot right in front of me and started feeding around. So my attention automatically drew to these does, knowing that they were going to feed in this area because I've seen them feed in this area. I was just hoping not to blow them out of the area with my scent. Now, I had a good wind. It was out of the northwest, and they were feeding directly in from the north, coming south. And I was on the most south tree that I had available in this little tiny patch of trees. Now, one doe specifically that I know snuck around in front of, and to my left, got in very, very close. Now, I've been watching these ones here in front of me, but my attention turned to this other doe that now is literally right next to me, and I don't know what's going to happen. I do not want to get busted. I'm hoping that this set is going to be good for tomorrow, and I cannot have them blowing out this area, especially just getting it set up. So I am really cautious about what's going on here. As I see this doe start closing the distance between me and her, I'm like, oh my gosh, she is like 12 yards from me and headed right to me right now. What am I going to do? And that's when it happens. She literally looks right up at me. And I'm thinking, okay, this hunt is over. Now, this would have seemed like a big deal. However, that deer did not spook real bad. Even though she saw me, she didn't smell me. She didn't really know what I was. And it wasn't the big mama doe, so I wasn't too worried. So they continued feeding. That yearling just kind of meandered around, which gave me some hope that I wasn't going to get busted. Now, as I'm watching these does and hoping that they don't wind me because they're working toward my downwind side, I have forgotten about this buck. I thought he's over in my food plot as I saw him earlier and chasing those does around about 4:30. And what I didn't realize was he was headed right back to me. But all I could think about was not getting winded by these does until I heard a leaf snap over my left shoulder. And well, this is what happened. As I played the footage back, the arrow goes right over its back without touching him at all. Clean miss, and I am devastated. Watching him walk through the woods, realizing I was never going to see him again. Now I'm sitting in the woods on a new spot, thinking all I can do is lick my wounds from the previous hunt. I'm sitting here and all these does start showing up behind me. And now it's the middle of the rut. So I know that there's probably a buck in the area, and I'm hoping that I can see him and maybe get a shot. And, well, let's just see how this plays out. Now, if you know much about hunting, you know that once you shoot a deer with a broadhead, normally they'll die within about, 10 minutes, and they don't do this. And so when I saw this buck walking through the food plot, kind of had his whole wits about him, I knew that the shot was not as good as it should have been, and I was really concerned with finding this deer, hoping that I at least got a liver or something fatal. But seeing him not even affected really just destroyed me emotionally sitting in the tree stand.
Well, I know the shot wasn't perfect. At best, I hit the liver. At worst, I know it was a gut shot, but it was center mass. It was a clean pass through. I'm gonna have to let this deer sit for a while. He started to turn and move when I was getting ready to shoot. So he stepped just as I shot. We'll see what happens. I've never seen that buck here before. Give this deer some time.
Alright guys, well I just got to the arrow site. I ain't moved nothing yet. The arrow looks good. A lot of blood. It is got gut matter on it, so I do have to worry about that. But there is good blood too, which means I could have hit him in the liver as well. Which means you shouldn't go too far. And I've already got blood here. You can see there's blood splattered everywhere. Some gut material. Alright guys, so I found where he ran and stopped. I do have some good blood here. He stopped, he was bleeding pretty heavy right here as well. So we're gonna follow this for a second. Blood there. I know it passed right through the center of his body. He is gonna die. We just may have to give him some time. Alright guys, well, it's been about 3.5 hours. We're gonna go see if we can pick up the blood trail and see if we can find this deer. I think we can. He may have even died faster than that, but trying to do the right thing. If we bump him, we're gonna back out and we're gonna give him another 6 hours, so we'll see what happens. So right here was the last spot I saw him on camera, and then he walked. I don't think he walked into the woods. I think he walked around the field. So I'm just gonna walk around the field edge and go over to the fence crossing and see if maybe he's in the meadow. Okay, good thing that we did. I found blood right here, guys. So he did walk down this way and into the creek bottom. So I know he went out of my property because the last spot I saw him was right here, that blood. And he probably ran either through that meadow or went under this fence or over this fence. I walked through the meadow that way. I didn't find him. So I'm backtracking to this creek. I'm gonna walk this creek edge so I cover every inch as I move west. All right, I've went through some pretty thick stuff so far. I haven't found him yet. Got another thick patch right here. It's a trail. Creek. Okay, so I am like easily 300 yards from where I shot this deer, and I'm following a trail, and I come on that, some blood right there, and he's following a heavy trail right down through here. So I'm just gonna stay on him. Now this is getting into some thicker bedding area, so I see a deer. If that was a doe. All right, guys, so we've got permission to go on a piece of property that's at the end of where we stopped earlier. I didn't want to cross over, but we did get permission to go over here and check it out. So we're gonna go see if we can find this deer. All right, so we've already seen 3 deer out of this thing. We haven't even got into the property. I really have a strong feeling that he's gonna be in here. We're gonna start on this edge and we're just work our way right down through it. It smells really strong of deer. Like a real strong rut buck smell. Well, we did not find my deer on that piece. My buddy Shane is bringing his dog, and we're gonna start from the beginning again. We're gonna see if we're gonna comb all of it plus the meadow. I'm gonna get my drone out and see if I can fly with the drone and see if maybe I missed something. Maybe he's laying in the meadow somewhere dead. I don't know. It's tough.
Well, what's up, everybody? Today is November 14th. Last year, November 14th, I had a big buck come through here. And I don't think anyone ever killed him. I've never seen him again, but I shot a deer yesterday. No, I shot a deer 2 days ago. I could not find him. I went and shot my bow, and I don't know what happened, but was off. My rest was not working properly. So I disassembled my bow, put a new rest on it, sighted my bow in. Everything is shooting really good now. So I think that's why I shot the first deer high, the second deer high, shot over that doe, I shot over a buck, and I shot and injured another buck. I should have checked my bow a long time ago. Looking back, I'm really mad at myself. But hopefully today will turn things around. I got my doe decoy out here next to me, and hopefully a buck's gonna come out and get some attention. Hopefully it'll be a shooter, so we'll see what happens. Well, what's going on, everybody? I'm now in the gun season, except I'm still using my bow. So far, 2 of my kids have got harvests. They both killed bucks, Eliana and Elijah. I'm hunting a piece of public land. I got in here today. I've only seen enough sign. 1 rub, that's it. And so I'm gonna hunt this little flat. We'll see what happens. Am I super hopeful? Not really. I just had to look at something different today. Alright, let's see what happens.
Well, I got in really super late, so the sun was already setting. Luckily, I got set up fast enough because once I was set up, I was maybe 10 minutes into my hunt. I heard something a pretty good ways off. It was very quiet, so I got the camera on and, well, finally had some deer coming in.
Matt.
Alright guys, well I just climbed out of the tree. We're gonna go recover the arrow and see how
See how good we shot her. We don't have a lot of light. There's no moon, so it's really dark. But she actually died not too far from the tree, but I couldn't see her on the video, so I shut it off. I thought she might have ran out down in the bottom, but then I heard later her kind of creeping up, and she was breathing hard, so it was a lung shot. We're going to go over here and grab the arrow, and then we're going to go check her out. It's really close to the tree. I shot her. She was right. There it is. Oh yeah. So it went through 2-blade rage, belly hair. So we got her. Let's go see if we can find her here. See if we can follow a blood trail. Because she walked out of here slow. Like I didn't hit her, which is what was concerning to me. Oh yeah, see there's a blood trail right there. So yeah, she started bleeding. I was concerned that I didn't hit her, but I know I heard it. Hit her. Stood there for a while. And she walked off down here. Walked off through there. All the way down in here. Let's see here. Yep. There's more blood right there. She just moseyed down here, stood here for a while, looks like. Started pouring out pretty good here. Oh yeah. I was quiet down here. She sat right here for a while, looks like. Yep. Good blood. And I never heard her make a noise, so I was concerned that I, may have missed or something. And then I heard her walking up this hill right here. Look at all that blood. And she was kind of creeping up this hill. And I don't know how she was getting up it, but she was. She's still alive. I only got her in one lung. I'm gonna have to go finish her off. Well, I followed her blood trail. She went to the lake. Got in the lake, and I saw her struggling, and she died right on the other side of the lake. I don't know if we can see her from here, but she died right down there. Let's see, all the way across. Can't quite see her, but she went down through there. Died right over there. Darn it. I gotta go back to the house and get a fishing pole or some waders or something, or a boat, and go back and get her, or walk all the way around on the other side, which is a long ways. We'll figure something out. Was able to get my little boat and cross the creek, and we found, like I said, right on the pond bank, or right on the river bank here. And here's where I shot her, which would have been a perfect shot had I been broadside, but because I was almost shooting straight down, it went in and it came out right here versus going through her. So I really should have aimed somewhere up about right here. And then when she swam across, I got the arrow and took a second shot across the river to finish her off, and I hit her in the neck. Actually, I hit her right here, and it went through her neck. So she finished off pretty quick. Oh, let me, so we're going to get her gutted. We're going to get her back to the house and get her cleaned up. Kind of like a little adventure. I didn't really do too much videoing up front, but it's a good hunt. 3 does came in, and I walked way back in this public land. Try this area, never been here before. First time I ever said it, and got to see 3 deers. And so shooting a holiday antlerless doe, take it home. It's a really big, mature doe, and couldn't be happier. All right, we're gonna get her cleaned up and get her to the house.